and I'm bringing this up because Freemasonry, all this stuff that he's doing, the church should be reaching out to him and saying, Joe, don't do it. You're endangering your salvation. You're going to go to hell if you continue to support the culture of death. But nobody is saying that. So let's tie this into the Freemasons. How many Catholic priests and bishops are going to call Joe out and say, Joe, you can't do that. If you're wanting to be a Catholic, I don't care if the Pope says you should be going to Holy Communion. That's an opinion. I get it. But objectively speaking, you're opposed to the moral teachings of the church. Repent and believe in the gospel. That's the message he needs to hear.
There's probably 2 bishops that'll tell him and write it and put it on social media.
Sure.
Archbishop Vigano and Bishop Strickland.
Oh, yeah, he's already done it. Strickland's done it.
Yeah.
He called him out.
So it's former President Joe Biden, who's Catholic, joined a historically black Freemason lodge just one day before he left the presidency, an offense punishable by excommunication in the church. Biden was conferred with Master Mason membership and full honors on January 19th at the most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of the state of South Carolina, according to the Conference of Grand Masters announcement. Joining the Freemasons as a Catholic forbids an individual from receiving communion, with the potential for excommunication according to canon law of the Catholic Church. Henceforth, be it resolved that I, the 27th most worshipful Grand Master, Victor C. Major, on behalf of the members of the most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons, I'm reading the oath here,
unbelievable,
of the state of South California, hereby confer membership upon President Joseph R. Biden Jr. in recognition of his outstanding service to the United States of America. The statement reads, former U.S. President Joe Biden gestures while arriving at Joint Base Andrews following inauguration ceremonies on January 20th, 2025 in Joint Base Andrews, Maryland. Parish Hall Freemasonry, which takes the name of its founder as the historically black sect of Freemasonry, founded in 1775 by freed of African slaves, according to the lodge's page. Biden is now the 16th president in American history to become a Freemason, according to MasicFind.com. The Freemasons are a fraternal secret society that offers fellowship to men who join, which includes secret rituals and customs. The Masons require that members profess a belief in a supreme being but are not explicitly Christian. Before a revision in the 1983, the Catholic Church prescribed automatic excommunication to anyone who joined the Freemasons according to the canon law. However, the revision in 1983 does not mention the organization by name and instead bars an individual from receiving communion or otherwise punishes someone who joins an association which plots against the church.
Jesse, can I just say this? Is there anything that President Biden could do that would bar him from Holy Communion? I mean, it seems like, first, I'm going to kill unborn babies. Okay, I'm going to do homosexual marriages. I'm going to do all these bad things, and nothing's said. And then he's told by the Pope, hey, should I be going to Holy Communion? Yes, Joe, go to Holy Communion. Why can't we tell the guy the truth? Because what we're doing is we're making him feel good rather than telling him about his salvation, that what he does in this life of his 80, 90 years, however long he lives, he's going to have to come to recognize that these are serious sins that can bar him from getting to heaven. And why is it, that we can't tell him that? It's almost like he can do no wrong. Something's wrong here, Jess.
Terry, I'll tell you.
Tell me what you really think, Jesse.
We were told by Our Lady of Good Success back in the about 50 years before Freemasonry started in 1717. About 50 years, there's an apparition in Quito, Ecuador, to a Catholic nun, Sister Mariana de Torres. Our Lady appeared, approved apparition, and Our Lady told her that we would be infiltrated by the Freemasons. Now, Our Lady said this to a nun when the Freemasons didn't even exist yet. This is 50 years before they existed.
Right.
Freemasonry, these guys are the arch enemies of the Catholic Church. And I'm looking at a lot of articles here. One article here. Vatican cleric is recruiting Masons into the Roman Curia. Here's another article. Vatican cleric claims Catholics can be Freemasons. Here's another article I have.
They're all there.
Italian bishop attends inauguration ceremony for the new Masonic temple.
Yeah.
So if you just do a quick Google search, you'll see that we have been infiltrated by Freemasons.
Big time.
And because we have, I don't think there's going to be any fallout for Joe Biden joining the Freemasons, Terry. I really don't.
I'm with you. Unfortunately, I think you're right. But here's the thing that I'm really wanting to say to our listeners. Pray, pray, and pray. Make reparation. Because this is a sacrilege for Joe Biden to become a Mason and not have any consequences. Because what is that telling everyone else as Catholics? No problem. You can be pro-choice. Yeah, Joe Biden said he was all for killing unborn babies, and the Holy Father said continue to go to Holy Communion. The example that this is playing, we could be silent, but Jesse and I will not be silent because it's the truth that sets us free, and we have to, in season and out, proclaim that Jesus Christ is King. And that means a little persecution. So be it, Jesse, because you know what? We're going to have people telling us, there you go again, Terry and Jesse, beating up on the magisterium of, the Holy Father and the bishops. They're not doing. Who are you to tell them they're not doing their work? Well, Canon 212 tells me that.
That's right. And Joshua Charles, in his famous book called The War of the Antichrist, he says this, quote, Freemasonry is the catch-all term that describes the occult and Satanism.
That's it.
Freemasonry wants to separate nature from grace.
Yep.
That's why they wanted to separate church and state. Personally, when you separate nature from grace, you fall into sin and disorder. The essence of Freemasonry, communism, and Satanism is sola nature. In other words, they separate nature from grace. Yeah. They're all materialists.
That's right.
Without grace, America will be lost. Without the restrainer, which is Christendom, the man of God is lawlessness.
Well said.
It is the church that gives us law and order. Close quote.
Beautiful.
By the way, this is why the Freemasons hate the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is the arch enemy of Freemasonry. Freemasonry was established by Satan to militate against the governance of the Catholic Church through monarchy, Terry.
Yeah, you got it, Jesse.